Hello and welcome to the Unfazed Review Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Emmett.
And we're ready for another beautiful pod. So we don't really have like a theme going on this one today, but we want to kind of just dive into our email and the Instagram topics that I send to Emmett.
Life keeps a trucking.
We just catch up on the current events. But first, well, I think we should talk about Joe List.
Yeah. Ben's always on the up-and-coming comedians, and he's always exactly right. You were the first one to introduce me to Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at least 2 full years before he really blew up. And you were always like, man, this guy Bill Burr is really good. And I was like, yeah, I believe you. And then... But I'm so lazy, so I never like go out of my way.
For
and
sure.
then I finally like saw one of those things, and I was like,
He's
oh
great.
shit, Ben was right.
He's great.
And then you were right about Mark Norman. I did go out of my way to check him out.
Love Mark
After
Norman.
Bill, I was like, all right, I gotta.
Yes.
And then you were right, and then you said on Saturday there's Joe List, and I don't know who he was, but I looked him up. I saw like 2 of his tweets, and they made me crack up.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, he'll be funny, and
Yeah,
it was
he's
fucking hilarious.
He was great. And we got to meet him.
Yes,
Twice.
Yes.
Which was very cool. Before
We'll put the pictures here.
We will. Hey, check us out. The crazy thing was, I'm 5'11". These guys are giants, man. Like, I look like a little dwarf Gollum guy next to them. And, like, they're huge. Like, I would say Joe List has got to be, like, 6'2", 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
And then the other dude...
one of his openers.
Super nice dude. He was, like, got to be, like, 6'5".
Even taller.
6'6". He was a giant. But super nice guys. Giants of comedy. Hey. And it was super fun. Those were tickets I got, like, 2 months in advance just because I was like, it's going to sell out. And I love Joe List.
Yeah.
So if you guys aren't familiar with him... check him out. He's got a great podcast with Mark Norman called Tuesdays with Stories, and then he's got a whole bunch of specials. He's got one on. Does he have one coming on Netflix? He definitely has one or two on YouTube.
Yeah.
But dude, funny as hell. Check him out. Follow him on Instagram.
He was very unfazed. I loved him because he said jokes like we'd say to each other, but not even dare say on like a podcast.
For sure.
One of his funniest jokes was how he was like, I love my wife. I think she's beautiful, but when you've been with her 10 years or whatever, you want some different. You want to fuck something different. Like maybe a really fat girl would be fun, or a little boy.
Yeah.
And then the crowd went like dead silent. And there were so many times where
we were like dying.
Yeah. That was one of the funniest. Like I cracked up.
It was so funny. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the audience was silent for that one, and there were numerous times where we called out our shitty Tempe Scottsdale audience for like being shitty and not laughing. And he was like, "Man, you guys gotta lighten up."
Yeah, he was like,
good.
I find it weird when you have a comedian like that who's so funny and so specific. Like he's got his own vibe, kind of like Mark Norman does, kind of like Norm had his own vibe.
Right.
And it's like you go to a show like that and like you're not having a good time. Like, I was like, what the fuck? But luckily we had a blast, and there were quite a few people like peppered throughout the audience.
He didn't bomb or anything, and he handled it like really well.
Yeah.
The sense that I got is that he's used to like bigger crowds and bigger laughs. But for the most part, everyone was enjoying it. I think it wasn't even that they weren't enjoying it. I think there were some things that people were genuinely like too afraid to laugh at. Like, or uncomfortable to laugh at, but it was funny.
It was funny. No, he was so good.
He was really good.
But yeah, if you guys like our brand of humor, I think you would love Joe List.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's like a very raunchy in the best kind of way.
It's hard to find good stand-up comedians, even on like if you go on Netflix or YouTube. It's hard to find ones that really make you crack up. I was losing it the whole time.
I get suggested a lot of female comics, like on Instagram, and I'm not really sure why. And there's
we're sure why.
1 out of 100 that are pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then there's somewhere I'm just like, what's happening here? It's all about the vag. It's a whole thing.
The woman who played who was the woman who played the leader of the the owner of the orphanage in Annie, in the 80s movie Annie?
Lily Tomlin?
Maybe. She was. There have been like funny actresses through time.
For sure.
There's been Elaine. There's been her.
Oh,
I don't know why I'm thinking of her. There's been a lot. Yeah,
there's a few good ones.
In terms of like stand-up comedians, I can't think of a really funny woman stand-up.
Yes, stand-up. Unfortunately, that's tough.
I wish I could say, but I don't.
There's like 2 I follow on Instagram that are funny.
Okay. That's good.
Something Tomlinson, Caitlin Tomlinson, or something like that.
Okay.
She's funny. Like one of the few ones where I'm like, oh, I'll actually follow her.
Yeah.
And not just because she's hot, but like she's actually like kind of funny and witty. And then once in a blue moon, you'll get something funny from I can't remember her name. The lady with the jokes.
Carol Burnett.
Oh, Carol
she's really
Burnett,
funny.
Yeah.
She's really fucking funny.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke.
She is funny.
She is funny. So I agree. If you guys know any great female stand-up comics or just comics in general, drop a comment. So we actually have a conversation piece here from our buddy Lever Action Wacky Tobacco, aka Managerial Conclusions. Go subscribe to his channel.
A good man.
AKA a good man, a great man. And he has a conversation topic he wants to talk about. I will drop the video here below, and let's go ahead and see what he has to say, and we'll see what ideas come to mind, and we'll kind of riff on it.
Greetings, unfazed crew. Lever actions and wacky tobacco here, calling in from Maine. Now, I apologize in advance because I am next to a river. And
Classic, having running water in the background. Here we
Walk
go.
away from the river.
No. We were guilty of that for like 20 podcasts.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's how you know it's truly unfazed. You gotta have water rushing nearby.
It's hard to avoid. It is. So.
We've all been there. All right.
it's loud. Nature is loud sometimes.
It is.
But I just wanted to talk about today some local folklore, actually. And American folklore, Appalachian folklore in general, just very briefly.
Appalachian.
So, many of you have probably heard of the Tennessee Wildmen before. In the late 1800s in Tennessee, they were described as large, hairy, ape-like men in some cases. Now, these kinds of sightings continued on in that area till modern day, and also spread up into the rest of Appalachia with rumors and sightings in northern Appalachia. One of the famous ones, maybe not today, but back in the day, in around the same time as the original Tennessee Wildman sightings, far away, at the very northern tip of Appalachia, around Bangor, Maine,
Bangor.
there was lumber yards that started having a problem with workers quitting because they were going missing out in the deep forests. They were apparently being dragged off by some kind of a creature. And as this continued, the local lumberjacks said that this creature was a large, hairy, wild man. And apparently whenever they discovered one of the bodies of these missing lumberjacks, the body would be horribly mangled as if attacked by an animal. As far as I am aware, there was never any actual conclusion to any of this. I wasn't able to find any information on anything that happened after these lumberyards started having the workers quit. There's no further information on that.
Terrible.
I just thought that was a little interesting bit of folklore, and maybe a good conversation starter. And I'll throw it back to you unfazed boys over there.
That was great. Thank you. I feel like we're in like Zoom or Arthur. Remember how those old kids PBS shows used to have apart from like the people.
Yeah, the call-in.
The kids that.
I have a question about arachnids.
Yeah.
Well,
that was great. That was
cool. Thank you, and that's a great conversation piece. I have a couple things to say, but Emmett, kick us off.
Yeah, I mean, and I've always the way Bigfoot and stuff like that is drawn, it's so outlandish, like Chewbacca or something. But the way he described it there made it just seem more like some terrifying inbred men like living in some caves or something, which is totally viable. And so I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm sure, like reading books like Blood Meridian and playing games like Red Dead Redemption and shit. There's a lot of those kind of people. Yeah, and I'm sure there are a lot of those kind of people in history. Yeah, and I can't imagine that it would be anything supernatural. Whenever it's something like that seems so grounded, I do probably think it's almost like a micro Sentinel Island type thing, where probably there was a sect of people that were somehow forgotten or somehow maintained on their own for an unusual amount of time.
Like the pygmies.
Right, yeah, like the pygmies, and so when we see them, it's like jarring to see them.
Could be.
I don't know. That's my guess.
It's a weird one. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, but my thing is, there's so many weird stories about them. Like, there's got to be something to it, or at some point there had to be something to it. Yeah. Because it's kind of weird that there's like the Yeti, Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Yeah. Here, actually, something that might be kind of fun to do a video on sometime. There's the Mogollon Monster, which is up by the Mogollon Rim, which is like near like Payson and stuff like that. I could be wrong. I haven't been up there in a long, long time. But the Mogollon Monster, that would be kind of interesting to learn about and do some research on. Go hunt for him. I don't know. Like, if they were to stumble across one someday and find a dead body, I mean, that would really shake things up. But I don't think it's going to happen, But could there be something out there? Yeah, totally, man. It's totally possible. There could be something that's, an expert at disguising itself and hiding. But who knows, man? Because there are a lot of wacky stories.
A lot of lever action wacky stories.
And wacky
tobacco, yeah. I always remember, my mind recalls the almost really old, like ancient drawings of lions and shit where they have like smiley faces and it doesn't make any sense. And that's because someone saw a lion for the first time, they came back and they told the artist, like, they described it.
Yeah.
And, the artists were not very good at the time and the guy probably wasn't very articulate in describing it. So
he's got the big grin.
So the artist just, like, put a human face on it because they didn't know what else to put. And I feel like a lot of depictions of Bigfoot and stuff like that are probably similar.
His dick is huge.
Yeah, right. Like, it was like...
Must be this big.
It was a big, hairy guy, Like, alright, so there's like they take it too literally, Bigfoot, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's something like that. But
and it's always interesting because you hear stories and you see stuff on YouTube where it's like, campers run across stuff, and it's usually like, in a lot of cases, like kind of strange backwoods, like hillbilly bumpkin type people in like, you know what I mean, in like Tennessee and stuff where like, not always, but in most cases on YouTube where you're kind of like, I don't know if I believe this person. Like they're kind of like, I swear I saw it,
Yeah.
But then once in a blue moon, you'll be going on YouTube and it'll be like a pretty normal seeming like hiker or like camper or something where they're like, hey, we don't go in the fucking woods anymore. Yeah. And you're like, oh, like, kind of like someone like Lever Action where it's like, oh, like I believe you. Like imagine someone like Lever Action was like, dude, I fucking saw something. I'd be like, oh, I believe you.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are a few people like that out there where I'm like, maybe there is something. I don't know. I haven't spent that much time in the woods.
And speaking of Lever Action, you live in that neck of the woods, right? So why don't you...
Have you come across any people that
let us know
stories?
about your experiences? That'd be a good thing for a video or on your channel.
Managerial conclusions.
Yeah.
But managed and concluded.
Yes.
But excuse me, so sorry. I had a salad and it was delicious, but it had some steak and some spice. Anywho, so I heard a story. There's this dude who tells these stories on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he like drinks a beer and he's this old like folksy storyteller. And there was a story about these campers who went out in the woods, and I can't remember if it was two people or one dude by himself, but basically they were camping and they heard like stones getting thrown, like big ones, like
at their tent,
near their campsite. Like it wasn't hitting the tent, luckily, but they said it was like thud, like someone like picking up like a mini boulder, like these giant fucking things. And he said this went on for like 10 minutes, and they heard these creepy ass noises like these weird ass freaking noises that like thank you that like a human wouldn't normally make except for me yes when I'm feeling real wild after a salad, but I guess the person like hung out and like waited for it, and then they like made some loud noises to scare this thing off, and then finally after like an hour the noises went away, right?
Shit.
And you hear stories like that, and there's really not much more context. It's like I couldn't even tell you the source of the story aside from that dude on YouTube. But like you think of something like that, and there's a lot of different explanations. It's like, could it be Bigfoot? Maybe.
Right.
But could it be someone just fucking with him?
Maybe.
That's also an option. There's also weird people out there. But like really gun to my head, like is there a Bigfoot out there? It's a possibility. It's a possibility, but I think it's such a small possibility, we're not going to know in our lifetime. But do I think at one point there was something out there? 100%. Otherwise, we wouldn't have all these stories.
Yeah. That reminds me of another video I saw where a hiker was going through the woods, and he was in this really remote section of the woods, and he started seeing like real missing persons flyers on like every tree. Ooh. Like terrifying, right? Yeah. And they were all kind of warped and like it looked like they'd been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And he was like filming it, and he was like, holy shit, what the fuck? And they were like real, and a lot of them pretty recent. And eventually, like months later, the right people got wind of it, and they're like, oh, we just had like a Halloween party out there and thought that would be cool.
Oh.
And so like that's like, first of all, it's really in poor taste. It's real
terrifying.
And but like it's like something like that feels horrific in the moment, but maybe it's just some asshole.
Could be.
I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough.
It could be, but I am open to the idea
of course,
of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But it's highly unlikely. But at the same time, why over all different parts of the world do they have stories of Yetis and stuff like that? There's got to be something to it.
Yeah, and I still believe that Area 51 callers was still really part of Area 51.
100%.
Yeah, and stuff like that is I totally believe.
But as far as the lever action question goes, thank you for that.
Yes, thank
our
you.
Topic. But if you guys would like to see us go up to the Muggy on Rim and maybe camp out for a night, drop a comment. If you guys would be interested in that, I'll bring some beef jerky, some Jack Link's beef jerky, and see if we can attract a Sasquatch.
And we're trying to get into that thing where you can like rent out abandoned asylums and stuff, because people that own these lots are realizing now like that we can do something with this empty lot, because people like Ben and Emmett and other YouTubers will want to go vlog it. So if you guys know of any locations that would be good for that kind of thing, please let us know, because we're itching to do that this summer.
Yeah, we're down to go out of state. I was looking at like Pennhurst Penitentiary. I was looking at this different abandoned prison in like Sacramento, and or near Sacramento. There's all these different places, you know, around the country, but it seems harder and harder to find ones that aren't like super touristy and super overdone.
Yeah.
So if you guys have like, you know, hey, there's an abandoned asylum in like fucking Vermont or something, like let us know.
Yeah.
Because we're definitely trying to do more stuff like that for Unfaced Frights, and we want to like really step it up, because there's only so much you can do around here, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like Arizona is a hot spot for a lot of paranormal stuff and
it's haunted
stuff, but
it is a hot
spot. But you'd think like back east would be way more terrifying. I've gone to upstate New York a lot to visit family. I have family up there. Mm-hmm. Like any cemetery there is like the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
They're creepy.
Like half of them are like forgotten.
Yeah.
And the tombstones are all cracked and shit. And it's like the
vines growing all over.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god,
moss,
and all the old houses and shit. It's like, man, that's like just driving through it. It's like it's beautiful, but at the same time, like, oh, I don't want to be out here at night. You know, it's like holy shit.
Exactly.
And Arizona, it's, you know, everything's new, and the scary things are more like real, like all the homeless. And meth addicts and shit.
Yeah.
By the way, we were on that wave before like the news was. They have a term for that big encampment that you made that video on.
The zone.
The zone. Yeah, they call it the zone.
Yeah.
And recently the zone had to be like cleared out by the police, because
where are they gonna go though?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, where are they gonna
go? They're gonna go live over by fucking Metro now.
And that whole thing became like a pretty famous thing, even like. And Ben filmed it and talked about it way before. You were ahead of the curve, man.
Thank you, baby.
You were a nightcrawler,
Yeah, I try. I try. But more to come, God willing, weather permitting. Mm-hmm. But speaking of Metro is supposed to be torn down within the next few days. So either before or after this video, right around the same time, I'm going to do a Metro supercut.
Yes.
And drop it for you. And one of the vlogs that you guys probably forgot about from like 2018, I'm going to drop in there. And pretty much anything we've ever shot there, I'm just going to post it.
Yes.
And try to find a little more old footage, even though there's only like 3 minutes of it online. But the times, they are changing, guys.
And then as of, I guess, days ago, we were just talking about this. PV Mall is gone, too. I made a video of that, so go check out our old mall vlogs, because half of those are gone now.
Hell yeah. Crazy shit, man.
Crazy. You gotta do the one that has the Rainforest Cafe. I think it's
we do.
Fiesta.
I did do a vlog of it before.
Oh, did
it was
you?
Arizona Mills.
Oh, okay, cool.
A lot of people liked it, but we should go to one where we go eat at the Rainforest Cafe.
Go to the Lego shop.
I would love that.
I want to go.
It's actually still a very vibrant mall.
Yeah,
it's just a bit ghetto.
Yeah, I was going to say now there's clientele, but there are clientele.
Yeah, so it's like a place you go and like there might be a shooting,
right?
But you can still have a good time.
Yeah.
If you're like Neo in the Matrix,
you can at least get shot in the jungle.
Yeah. Or the Lego store.
Yes. Or the aquarium.
Yes, and you can get some ill-fitting jeans.
Yes.
So what I was thinking for this one, thank you again, Live Reaction, for that topic. I was thinking we just go through the email, because there's been so many emails we haven't gotten to. I say we just alternate. Like you do one, I do one, and we'll just go through. But we'll start with the gram.
I'll pull up the email. You pull up the gram.
All right. Perfect. We'll do. How about we just alternate?
No.
Okay. Perfect. That's what I like. All right, kick us off, and then I'll.
All right.
I'll go
Let's see. How far back should I go?
Far as you want, or maybe start from most recent and work your way backwards.
Okay.
Let's do that. Keep it relevant, because we literally have so much content on here. It's just like there's no way we're gonna get to it. So
here's the first one.
Go.
Van down by the river.
Perfect.
They were promised help getting sober and a fresh start. Instead, they ended up stranded in Arizona. The Albuquerque Journal. Wow, what happened to these poor guys?
I just glanced at it.
Lashina Charlie, Dene Oglaloka Lakota, and Steve Valdez. Ute Mountain Ute Tribe.
Love the Utes.
Oh my gosh. Sit outside the Albuquerque Indian Center on a recent afternoon. Both know people who were taken to Arizona for rehab services that turned out to be a scam. What the heck? About 2 months ago, a white van pulled up to Steve Valdez on the streets of southeast Albuquerque.
It's always a white van.
I have heard Albuquerque is kind of a sketchy.
You were there. I like Albuquerque, but there is definitely areas you want to steer clear of.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, there's so much crime, but I honestly, going there, I felt a little safer than here. But but yeah, it has its shitty parts and it has its really nice parts.
Well, this sounds sketchy. Yeah. Steve Valdez, white van pulled up in front of him, and the people inside asked if he wanted to go to rehab. Those inside offered him $100 for each person. He got to go with him and promised they could all stay together in a group home in Phoenix while they got treatment. They emphasized that he'd have to get food stamps and promised that after 12 days they'd get him a job. The 53-year-old from Ute Mountain Ute tribe in Towaoc, Colorado, told the Journal told the Journal that he was tempted to go, and he did want to get sober, but something about the situation seemed sketchy. Yeah, of course it did. Yeah. And then he was able to get some work doing roofing, so he decided to pass the opportunity. A couple of his friends were not so lucky. When they came back, they said they got us for everything, recalled Valdez, sitting in a narrow strip of land.
They took our crack pipe, they took everything.
They were pissed off, it was awful, they didn't have no drugs, they were sick. The first day they took them to a motel room, the second day they were in a motel room, then they had them sign some paperwork, the third day they just left them. Okay?
It's like a weird scam.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of work for like $100.
It's a story about luring victims across state lines, asking them to sign up for benefits to get treatment they don't actually provide, and then leaving them stranded.
And they're bringing all their crackheads over here.
Yeah, it's weird.
Come on, man.
Echoed by many indigenous people living on the streets in Albuquerque and Gallup. Some know people who got in the van and have not returned, or like Valdez's friends that hitchhiked home from Phoenix, reporting that they were not provided services and were left alone to navigate the city. What the fuck?
And you wonder how many of those are like,
Holy shit.
down in the like chicks that get thrown into like sex trade.
Yeah, that's really shit. That's so sad. How could you do that to someone?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Talk about low hanging fruit. Like seriously, you gotta be Satan to fucking pick on homeless people
it's
like that.
It's fucked up.
Oh my god.
So yeah, guys, steer clear of the vans down by the river.
Yeah.
Unless it's a really hot chick in a Mercedes van pulling up doing van life, then hop in. This is the $85,000 Mercedes van. I do van life. Okay, Facts Daily. Prisoner who died. I love how they have to put a cross on it. Like, you can't say died online.
You can't say died, yeah.
Weird. Prisoner who died.
No one ever dies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not real.
It doesn't happen. Prisoner who died and was brought back to life argued his life sentence had technically finished.
Oh my god.
I'll make this brief.
Sure, yeah.
An Iowa prisoner serving a life sentence for murder claimed his sentence had already expired when his heart briefly stopped, making him officially dead, briefly. According to reports, Schreiber started experiencing septic poisoning and kidney stones in 2015. That's when he lost consciousness and was moved from the Iowa State Penitentiary to a nearby hospital. Mr. Schreiber's heart briefly stopped and was resuscitated 5 times in the hospital. After using epinephrine and adrenaline to resuscitate him, medical professionals treated his sepsis and returned him to custody. After the occurrence, Schreiber attempted to convince the judge that he should be released from prison because, in theory, he had officially passed away and been revived, serving out his life sentence. However, the court was not persuaded by his argument. What do you guys think about that?
I mean,
depends on what he did.
Yeah. I get it. It's almost like a little kid's argument,
Yeah.
But, of course, if I were in his position, I'd do the same thing.
Of course, yeah.
But I also, if I were in the court's position, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, I would say, let's say he, deliberately murdered 3 people. I'd be like, no.
Die, kill him again.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of one of those where it's kind of like, okay, yeah, he died, but he came back, so it's like, I think they just mean until you're officially done. Like,
right,
the rest of your existence, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I thought it was food for thought,
Exactly. Yeah, that's
this is an interesting one. Go ahead.
The reason Lemmy Kilmister lived in a 2-room apartment almost all his life.
Super interesting.
Lemmy, as the lead singer and bassist of Motorhead, made a significant impact on the heavy metal scene with his singing and fashion style. His bass playing also made him a unique artist with the distorted sounds he created. Besides being influenced by the Beatles, he worked for Jimi Hendrix as a technician on his tour bus. That's cool, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
After his 4 years with Hawkwind, Lemmy joined Motorhead, the band he gained considerable attention for 40 years. Besides his music career, Lemmy did not stand back to share social and political views from a philosophical perspective. His private life was also talked about as he adopted rock and roll as a lifestyle. Kilmister was enjoying drugs and alcohol. In other words, he was living fast. Another interesting topic about his life was that he lived in a modest apartment until his death, although he was a successful rocker. But why did he live in said apartment?
Yeah.
Living as a rock star made Lemmy Kilmister feel content without buying luxury cars and having mansions. While he was spending time with bikers, things other than the lifestyle he had adopted did not interest him. People have always questioned why he had never had a house as other celebrities had. It was about him bringing his philosophical view to life. Apparently, Lemmy did not feel close to a life full of luxury with the latest model cars and houses with swimming pools. He preferred to live in a modest apartment close to his favorite place named Rainbow Bar and Grill. I didn't know he was homosexual, but that's fine.
He's not.
His decision was related to his philosophy of life, according to him, life is too short to think about having extravagant things when you could just do drugs instead. I agree.
Exactly.
Living in a small 2-room apartment was linked to his. Yeah, they already said that. Thank you. But that's great. Yeah. That's
So super interesting.
Yeah, and I think as a fellow musician, I get that. Like, I'd rather just be in like a cozy little cave, just making music.
And he was very wealthy.
Yeah.
But like he chose to have a small apartment.
Yeah.
Actually went to the Rainbow Bar and Grill with Buddy Allen, and then another time by myself a few years ago. Partied there, saw Ron Jeremy there walking around.
Oh, that's where I saw Ron.
Met some real hot chicks. It was fun, and just got drunk there. It was a good time.
That's awesome.
But like the Rainbow Bar and Grill is like right near the Whiskey A Go Go,
Okay.
and the Viper Room. So it's like right in that area. So you got a lot of
legendary
area to party. And there's a statue of Lemmy there now. And I actually did a video last year with our buddy Alan where we went to the Whiskey, the Viper, and the Rainbow Room, and Rainbow Bar and Grill.
That's awesome.
And there's a statue of Lemmy, this like golden statue of him.
That's
you
cool.
can sit where he sat, and there's like this video poker machine that he used to play, and he would just go there and just have rum and cokes, and he did that until he died.
That's great.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
But it's just interesting. I guess his apartment was like kind of trashy and kind of cluttered and small, but like the dude was like a multimillionaire.
Yeah, that's nice. That's great. He lived true to his lifestyle. Yeah,
He did. Yes. Because more people don't do that.
Yeah, I feel like I would never want a huge house. That would almost scare me. I don't want all these rooms to check. I'm very like security conscious, and I always check all the doors.
I like to keep tabs.
Yeah. I would want to check fucking 5 doors every night. And
it would be weird. It would be weird to have like a man. It almost is an obligation to have a mansion.
Exactly, yeah.
And I feel like I remember hearing a thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but where Kurt Cobain had a really big house in Seattle, and he just like lived in one room.
Yeah,
and they said he'd like put his amp in front of the door because he wanted it like locked up.
Yeah,
and he just like stayed in one bedroom.
That's exactly what I did. Yeah.
And it's like, but it was like a fucking like 10-bedroom house. But anyway, crazy stuff. We're gonna take one quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more emails and nonsense.
You're watching Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network.
Don't do that, Mikey. That's not a good idea, Mikey. Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Spyro's back. Mess with this dragon, and you'll get burned.
Now that's my idea of fun.
Smuckers presents A Brief History of PB&J. 1 million BC. 1970. And now a whole new way to PB&J. Smuckers Snackers. The snack time treat that lets you make history by doing PB&J your way. Blast off! At last, the youth of today have the PB&J of tomorrow. Smuckers Snackers.
What do big kids want? More shots! More tricks! More height! More food. Big kids want to be treated like big kids.
So you can come to Burger King and get a Burger King Big Kids meal served your way with more great tasting food, fun, and of course, a cool toy.
Ready for 21st century action?
I think I can handle it.
Batman Beyond action toys are now at Burger King.
Show me everything.
You can collect 8 toys in all, one with every tasty Burger King Big Kids meal you buy.
That is unbearably cool.
Taste rules. There are times when a tiger can change his stripes. When he charges up on Kellogg's Supercharged Frosted Flakes as part of a complete breakfast, Supercharged Frosted Flakes cereal can help fuel you up and turn you into a whole different animal.
They're great! Whoa, I better get that adjusted.
All right, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that brief but necessary intermission. What do we got?
We're starting with...
Oh, wait, I go one. My turn.
My turn. It is your turn. Yeah.
My turn. Once valued at nearly $6 billion, Vice files for bankruptcy. Good.
Finally.
Good.
Yeah.
I feel like also BuzzFeed is going under, I think, too.
Yeah, BuzzFeed got fucked. Yeah,
so,
they're gone.
Screw them. I'm actually happy because I feel like, Vice, I think, started out with some cool pieces.
I was about to say, they started out really cool.
But then they, just kind of turned into this shitty, basic stuff, kind of like BuzzFeed, where it's just like, what is this? This isn't journalism. This is some kind of pathetic attempt at likes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good. I feel like that kind of stuff is not sustainable, and they were just kind of treading water with really basic shit, and they're gone. Good.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
I agree.
Good riddance. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
I have a screenshot of an Instagram that was emailed, so I'm hitting 2 birds with 1 stone.
Getting cray-cray.
Wife stabs husband over explicit photos with another woman, but discovers the images were of her younger and thinner self.
Fatty.
The woman had reportedly mistaken a photo of her younger self for another woman. Back in 2021, a jealous wife stabbed her husband multiple times when she found photos of him with what she thought was another woman. Later discovers that the images were actually of her when she was younger. According to reports, the lady didn't recognize herself immediately as the woman that appeared in the images, so she was arrested after neighbors alerted the police about screaming and shouting. Oh, God.
Sounds like a dumb bitch.
Women need to fucking relax.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. This is a sweet guy. He had this old picture of him and her on his phone.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Seems like an excuse to stab him.
Yeah.
Stab him, though? What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, she didn't like... And it said... You know, she didn't look at the photo long enough to realize it was her. So what did she do? Just like glance at it and fucking start going on. Like, what the hell? It doesn't make any sense.
Seems almost a little premeditated.
Yeah. I think it was an excuse.
Yeah. And what's so weird about that, too, people were saying in the comments, is like a lot of people were like laughing about it. Jesus. If that were the other way around, people would be like, oh my God, string this guy up. This is a tragedy.
Yeah, the men get fucked in these situations always.
Oh, the man died?
Yeah. But God forbid.
She cut his dick off.
Yeah, no, fuck her. She should...
Terrifying.
She should get the life sentence.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what we got. Okay, this was kind of a fun one. I don't know if you saw this or not. It was a picture, I'll insert the picture, if you remember, a Taco Bell receipt from 1999.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so you got a CC burrito, whatever that is.
Taco,
69 cents. Nachos, 69 cents.
Yep.
And a 16-ounce Pepsi, 89 cents.
Gosh.
You're looking after taxes, a total of $326 plus 24 cents, so $350.
Oh my God.
$350 for a burrito, a taco, nachos, and a 16-ounce Pepsi.
Well, you know.
In 1999. May 18th, 1999. Wow, it's almost the date.
Oh, yeah.
That's Thursday.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But, yeah, wild stuff. And inflation.
Think of how different our lives would be if we not had to deal with this awful economy.
Dude, it'd be amazing.
That's a little nursery rhyme.
It is. It is. Now, my thing is everyone says, well, inflation, you guys get paid more than you would have back then. It doesn't add up, though. Like, even if we were making what was a fair wage back in 1999, relative to what we made to the cost of this food, it's still way more expensive.
Oh, yeah. And you always hear people that are like, oh, I worked at a gas station and my wife was a librarian when we had a house.
Yeah.
It's like, that's... No.
Yeah. My parents had a house, like, I mean, I know everyone says this, like, millennials and Gen Z and everything, like, their parents had houses when they were, like, 30.
Yeah.
And we're, like, trying to buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
But, like, it was easier back then. It's like, I get, like when I talk to my dad about it, he says, like, yeah, you still struggled. Yeah, it was still rough. Like, it wasn't super easy, but it was easier than it is now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But... enough on that.
Airport blunder leads to Frontier Airlines passenger being flown to a foreign country 900 miles away with no passport.
Frontier, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
International incident written all over it. A New Jersey woman has described a shocking airport mistake that saw her flown from Philadelphia to Jamaica in the Caribbean.
Jamaica me crazy.
Instead of to Jacksonville, Florida. Beverly Ellis Hubbard told ABC 7 News that she was directed to the wrong plane and didn't have her passport with her. Would she just get forced on the plane?
She's an idiot.
Ellis Hubbard, I don't know what that name's about, who travels often between her home state of Pennsylvania and her second home in Florida, was taking a regular flight with Frontier to go for a break in the Sunshine State. I don't know who would want to go there now, but it's fine. Everything was going smoothly until she needed to use the restroom. Always fucks things up. Shortly before the flight was due to take off, she was told by the agent she had 20 minutes, said Ellis Hubbard.
It's weird they didn't just let her go on the plane.
Yeah, what the hell? When she returned, the flight appeared to have almost completely boarded, and she was hurried aboard the plane after the agent checked her boarding pass. In the confusion, Ellis Hubbard also cut her hand when she loaded... What's going on when she loaded her hand luggage?
Sounds like a mess.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like to me? Pause.
Yeah.
The cut on the hand sounds like an extra attempt to try to get a lawsuit going.
I think you're exactly
right. Oh, by the way, I was bleeding.
I cut my hand. I was so
flustered and it caused me pain.
Or she just needs to fucking relax.
Yeah.
Once aboard the plane, a flight attendant tended to her wound and said she would be able to relax when the plane landed in Jamaica. But Ellis told ABC 7, I laughed. I said, I would love to be going there, but I have a beach where I live. She said, look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica. And I knew by the look on her face she wasn't joking. It transpired that in the stress of her injury and having to swiftly board her on the flight, Ellis was not informed that her flight to Jacksonville had changed the gates. The attendant told Ellis Hubbard, you're entering a different country without a passport. That's bad. Luckily, Jamaican authorities allowed Ellis Hubbard to remain in the jetway the bridge between the plane and the airport when she landed, and it meant she had not officially left soil, she was told. Okay. She was put on the next flight right back hours later. It should have never happened because I did not have a passport. The woman at the gate did not do her job. Yeah, I mean, Frontier fucked up, but also she seemed a little weird.
And they said Frontier gave her like $100 or like a $500 voucher or something like that. Yeah, not enough.
Yeah.
Frontier, I can say like here's a bag of pretzels. Yeah. Frontier kind of sucks. Yeah. But I would say they didn't pay enough attention at the gate, but also like she's a grown woman, like. Also, pay attention yourself.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of a moron.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in the climate that we live in, and everyone, customers always write bullshit.
Yeah.
I would say Frontier side, just for good publicity, I would say make that like free flights for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And you know what I would do if I was Frontier? I would say, well, you know what? How about we give you a complimentary round trip flight to Jamaica? And we'll take care of a week of a hotel for you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
If I was in charge of Frontier, I'd be, we got the money.
Yeah, right.
Like, how about you actually go to Jamaica?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then tell her to go fuck herself.
But they're not cool. I never do these things. Yeah.
Nah, Frontier sucks. Yeah. I've ridden with them a few times, and it is what it is. They're based out of Colorado. They're fine. But they're not great. All right, 14-year-old boy used his slingshot to fight off a man trying to kidnap his 8-year-old sister.
Oh my God, it's Home Alone.
Timmy.
Yeah.
A quick-thinking boy who saw a would-be kidnapper try to abduct his 8-year-old sister fought off her assailant by firing him with a slingshot, police say. The incident happened at an undisclosed location in Alpena Township in northern Michigan.
Oh.
The girl was looking for mushrooms. Oh, this is a trippy story.
What the hell?
In the backyard when a stranger stepped out from the nearby woods and tried to drag her back into the forest. Jesus Christ. He covered her mouth as... This is horrifying. Yeah. He covered her mouth as she struggled, but her 14-year-old brother had witnessed what happened from his bedroom window and began shooting her attacker with his weapon.
Dope.
A slingshot.
That's
hey, stranger danger!
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what's up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He goes right... That kid must have been a really good aim.
Yeah, really.
I imagine him like up from his window.
He actually hits the girl.
Yeah. We need video of this. I hope there's
video. A weird... cool, but also scary.
You know what also freaks me out is that there's actually dudes out there that like, I'm gonna go out and kidnap a kid today.
Yeah.
Like,
just gonna grab her and take her to the woods.
What happens happens.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's a bizarre world we live in.
Whatever happens, happens.
And right, if you guys are thinking about doing anything like that, don't, and go talk to a therapist.
Yeah.
But also, that also shows that you guys should all have slingshots.
Yeah, I have a slingshot.
Yes. As do I. I do.
Okay. Alright,
no.
This is an interesting one. You sent this. I did not. There's a little video attached to it. We'll check it out. Woman has loud and full body orgasm during LA Philharmonic concert.
There you go. Zesty. The oboe really does it.
What the fuck? The ground really moved for one woman during the second movement of the LA Philharmonic's performance of Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony. Okay, I get it. It's a pretty good symphony.
Yeah.
When she experienced a loud and full-body orgasm. Several concertgoers described the woman's climactic moment Friday from the balcony at the packed Walt Disney Concert Hall.
I love it was Disney.
What the fuck? Everyone kind of turned to see what was happening. Molly Grant, who was sitting near the overjoyed woman, told the LA Times. I saw the girl after it had happened, and I assumed that she had an orgasm because she was heavily breathing and her partner was smiling and looking at her. Oh, so he was fingering her?
I guess.
Yeah. It was quite beautiful. Gant added.
Depends on what she looked like.
These fucking weirdos. An audio clip purporting to capture the woman's moment of ecstasy has gone viral. So what, he was just fingering her? And don't you get in trouble for shit like that? Especially at a classical concert?
Yeah, if it was the other way around and the guy jizzed off the balcony.
Yeah. British composer Magnus Fine, brother of actor Ray Fine, was also in attendance. A woman in the audience had a loud and full-body orgasm during the... Okay, yes. The band...
They repeat
carried
themselves
on. Yeah. That's... While some social media users expressed their doubts about the incident, with one who was present suggesting that the woman had a medical emergency. But Fine says he was in close proximity and had no less than 8 other friends coincidentally attending. All had reached a similar conclusion that she orgasmed. She remained for the rest of the show. Her demeanor was in evidence. My corroborated take is merely an observation. Well,
Fine was in the splash zone.
Everybody was.
He was.
Classical pianist who was obviously playing, Sharon Sue, tweeted that she checked with someone who works at the LA Phil and they confirmed it. How did all these people know though? How did they?
I think they just heard her moaning.
Yeah, I guess so. The luscious main theme was adapted for the popular love song Tchaikovsky's skillful orchestration. However, lifts the mood from sentimentality to high romanticism.
Could have been a dare.
Yeah,
she's just making noise.
I think a lot of couples like doing that stuff. It just seems like a weird thing to do at you do it at a movie, not at a classical concert.
Yeah, it's an odd choice.
That's an odd choice. Yeah,
it's an odd choice.
The lights were all on.
Seems like they need to go to like EDC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the
Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony at Walt Disney Hall.
Philharmonic. Yeah. Wow. The foreplay harmonic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got one for you. This is from the fighter and the kid, so I don't know if we'll get in trouble for showing it.
Oh no, it's over for us.
Well, let's check it out.
Just had a man approach me in a parking lot, and it went fine. And I'm going to tell you why it went fine and how to address it, because it was in a book I read, and this is how you're supposed to address it. But it scared me. I'm literally shaking. So this guy, I am alone with my son, by myself, a woman, and a male approached me in a parking lot. He's, "Excuse me, miss," and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do. And before he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, "Do not approach me." And he immediately started going in the other direction. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. I said, "Do not approach me. Do not approach me." And he, of course, got what the F did it? He started cussing and yelling, what's your problem? And I looked at him and he actually then
anyway.
Who the fuck?
These girls are psycho, man. I mean, obviously we're getting just a snippet of it. I don't know the full context, but no woman or no dude should ever come up to you and ever speak to you, ever?
Never.
Calm the fuck down. Never. And also you're making a wild assumption that he's trying to bone you.
Yeah.
It's what if
in the middle of a parking lot?
My thing is, it's during the day, lots of people around. It's maybe the back tire was flat. Maybe maybe he had a legitimate question. Maybe who knows?
Jesus.
But not everyone is a predator. I know the people who will jump on me in her defense. Will say, "Well, you don't know what it's like to be a woman. You constantly have to look over your shoulder." Yeah, but at the same time, also use your better judgment and don't be a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
If you're in a public place and someone asks you a question, just because he's a dude doesn't mean he has malicious intent.
I mean, her whole statement, "never approach a woman," just as a blanket statement. What the fuck? She's insane.
Yeah.
She's fucking insane. Yeah.
So I hope she enjoys the rest of her life with her cats.
Yeah. A man in China kidnapped his own granddaughter for a $72K ransom so he could continue gambling.
Wow.
After taking his granddaughter hostage and holding her for ransom, a 65-year-old man has been charged with extortion. According to local media reports, he asked his daughter and son-in-law for $72K to settle his gambling debt. The man, known as Yuan, claimed that the kidnapping should only be considered. I don't understand what that means, but anyway, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that was it.
That's a weird one.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a weird one.
That's a really weird one.
You gotta be a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
You gotta be a real piece of shit.
Christ.
He would have been better off not doing that. Alright, what do we get? Oh, holy shit. Well, we already did the Met Gala. You saw my opinions on that.
Yes, I did.
Let's see if there's anything else. See if there's anything else for pod. Most of these are just funny clips I sent you.
I love funny clips.
I
got one screenshot you sent me. It says, "Lottery winner claims jackpot in Scream mask so his relatives don't recognize him." That's pretty genius.
It's a genius idea.
A lottery winner from Jamaica, again.
Jamaica
in 2019. Okay, this is still interesting.
Yes.
Showed up to collect his prize wearing a mask of the iconic horror movie character Scream. The man, who has been identified only by his first name, A. Campbell,
Ghostface,
won the equivalent of $1 million in his country's Super Lotto.
I don't blame him.
That's pretty smart, yeah.
I don't blame him, because think about that. You win a bunch of money, especially if he's in a place where maybe he doesn't want his family to know, or he has money grubbing people around him, or maybe it's just dangerous. You kind of get a target on your head, letting people know that you have all this money. I think it's a smart idea being anonymous.
Yeah.
Keep working, don't tell anyone, and then just drift away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This next one is badass. Emily actually told me this a week or so ago, but let's talk about it.
Oh, I love this one.
Footballer Akraf Hakimi's wife filed for divorce and demanded half of his property.
Mm-hmm.
She was, however, informed by court that her husband owns nothing at all because his property is registered under his mother's name.
Badass.
That's dope as fuck.
That's like changing the tides of divorce
Really
because
is,
usually dudes get fucked in divorce. Like 9 times out of 10, and like the only case I've ever heard of it being fair is like Julie Bowen's divorce and like fucking Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold's divorce, where Tom Arnold got the money, right?
Yeah.
Tell me another one. Like literally, it's like most times the dudes get fucked. Like family law is like super, super, super anti-man.
Yeah.
Like it's like most times it does not go well for the dudes, and they end up losing half their stuff. They barely get to see their kids. Like once in a while you hear of nice civil cases where like the woman's not insane and the guy's not insane, and they can like have an agreement where the kids, get to see both of them. But a lot of times, you see these poor dudes that just get screwed over, and they lose a bunch of money. They don't get to see their kids, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So seeing this dude actually like get a win is really satisfying.
Yeah.
Like knowing that like she can't get anything from him. Like she's clearly like a cougar gold digger, and this dude like played it perfectly.
It's badass.
He played it perfectly.
He's a Tim. He just asks his mom for money.
He is
to get a toy.
It's
great.
It's very smart. And my thing is, I know there's some kind of law thing where like if it's within the last like 2 years or something like that, it doesn't count because I don't know. They think that the woman's entitled to half of what the dude earned for whatever reason. But if you do it way in advance though, and that's how you operate, you're safe. So that could be a new loophole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very interesting. I do have one more on here.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I showed you this one. It's basically these crazy dudes that go on these they do wild vlogging where they like climb on top of water towers and cranes and go on the side of like trains and stuff like that. And my comment on it is like, yeah, it looks really cool. It's like it seems like an ad for GoPro.
Yeah.
But I said these are the type of explorers that make amazing content for a very short amount of time because they end up dying. Like falling off cliffs and shit. I think it's really cool. I'm glad people do that, but shit is really dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Shit, they're like hanging off bridges and stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
The ones who do that kind of stuff with like no safety harnesses. It's like I remember seeing a video one time where it was like, people in like Croatia or something doing these crazy parkour moves off these buildings, and like all the comments were like, "Rest in peace, man."
Yeah,
like, all this, and you're like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
yeah.
Be careful, guys.
The only person who does something artful and cool and lasting with it is Tom Cruise.
Love Tom Cruise, but he has harnesses.
Well, yeah, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. He's pretty safety conscious.
Yeah. I think wasn't that a video, I guess when he was promoting the new Top Gun where he was like standing on top of a prop plane?
He's insane. Yeah. So much respect for him.
Yeah.
But
he's
like,
fucking insane, but yeah.
There's nobody quite like Tom. The only thing I can figure with Tom is because he doesn't smoke and drink. And he doesn't have vices like drugs.
Anyone who doesn't smoke have to fucking go into space.
He's an adrenaline junkie. That's the only thing I can figure. Tom has a different set of vices than the average guy.
Oh, it's a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
Without anything to smell you out, you need to fucking jump off a cliff.
Yeah, he gets a different type of high. And it's kind of interesting watching the progression of Tom Cruise. I'm a big fan of Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
I know some people don't like him. I love him.
I have tremendous respect for him as an actor.
He's an amazing actor. Yeah, it's like personal life, I don't really know, don't really want to know.
Whatever, yeah.
But as an actor, fucking incredible. Collateral, one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Color of Money, masterpiece. Rain Man, masterpiece. But as far as like, he started getting into the action stuff around, the first Mission Impossible was like 1995, 96, something like that. But really not that many crazy stunts in there. It wasn't until Mission Impossible 2 when he really started showing his true colors as like an adrenaline junkie.
He's been getting more insane as he gets older.
Yes.
He's like, what, 60-something now?
He's 60. He'll be 61 this summer.
Oh, shit.
He'll be 61
in that 2-part Mission Impossible?
61 July 3rd. Don't ask me how I know. But
we should all know. Tom Cruise.
It's a holiday.
Yeah,
it's a holiday. But Tom is an icon. And one of my ideas with why they're doing movies back to back like that, with John Wick type movies and with Tom in Mission Impossible and Top Gun, is because he gets in really good shape, and at his age, it's probably hard to sustain that.
Yeah.
So while he's in peak physical condition, it's probably like, hey, let's do them back to back.
Yeah.
That way, when he takes time off as a 60 going on 61-year-old. Maybe Tom could take 10 months off and actually like enjoy some beers and chill, or whatever he enjoys. That's the only thing I can figure. It's like convenience, and while you're in peak physical condition,
he enjoys fruit punch.
He does enjoy fruit punch.
He's the Kool-Aid man who comes through the wall. That'll be his next stunt.
He is the Kool-Aid. Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah,
sure. How are we doing on time? We're good. So this is kind of something we talked about with Emily a little while ago, and I just want to talk about OnlyFans for a little bit, and girls Twitch streaming and showing off their tits. So let me just preface this by saying we love beautiful women.
Yeah.
I'm a pervert, just like any guy. I'm a red-blooded man. I enjoy a hot woman, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think some of the OnlyFans stuff is going off the rails, and I think the simp culture is hurting the world right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And one example is I've seen a lot of girls, who start out as like cosplayers online, and then they gradually start to turn into like more slutty OnlyFans girls. And part of me totally gets it. Part of me is like, well, make that money, girl. Go do your thing. It's like, I understand that. But another part of it's kind of depressing because it seems like that's the only move. Like that's like the logical conclusion for them. And one of the girls I used to work with, smoking hottie, hard 10, super nice. I remember she had like pretty big ambitions to go do stuff and be like a an independent entrepreneur type, independent woman outside of doing OnlyFans type stuff. And the more I talked to her, I started noticing her demeanor change. She was like, well, she said, I got this new boyfriend. She's like, he's offering to just let me not work for a while and he'll pay for everything. And he sounded like a sugar daddy type situation. Yeah. And she was super hot. And then she like caved. I remember she quit her job and she went to just live with this dude. And then you started seeing posts of like, hey, looking for a photographer, looking for this, and more risque pictures on her Instagram, which is hot and nice to look at. But at the same time, like knowing her ambitions and knowing her on a personal level, it was kind of like, kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
It's almost like, yes, she's sexy, I get it, but there's another part of it that's kind of like, really, that's the only option is to do an OnlyFans?
I know.
It seems like kind of like a cop-out.
It is a cop-out. It is the easy way out for them.
Yeah. And it's so weird to talk about because, like, I don't want to fully criticize it because, I love hotties. Of course. They're fun to look at. But another part of it seems kind of like, wow, that's the only move?
Yeah.
And then all these dudes that are allowing them to do that and make money hand over fist or hand over ass, if you want to put it that way. And a lot of these dudes are just enablers. And I feel like there's so many guys that are just, like, enabling these lifestyles, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, something feels weird about it.
Something is weird about it, and a lot of these girls are so like conniving. They will stab anyone in the back. Mm-hmm. All the OnlyFans girls that I followed on like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, they all seem so pessimistic about where they get their money. They like hate all these men.
Yeah,
they genuinely like hate them, and part of them you can tell like hates themselves. Mm-hmm. And this happened a while ago. There's this famous streamer named Amaranth who's always doing like bikini hot tub stream where I try on different bikinis in the hot tub where like she doesn't do jack shit.
Let's play video games. Check out my tits.
And she has an OnlyFans too as well, and that Switch kind of linked to her OnlyFans, and she had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend clearly like sanctioned it and I think helped her get into it or whatever. And on the drop of a hat, she was like, my boyfriend forced me to do all this OnlyFans shit and I hated it, and I'm calling him out, and like I immediately called bullshit, and like, everyone was like, oh, I'm so sorry, this is so horrible for you. But I noticed that she kept doing all that stuff.
Yeah, I'd be like, aren't you a sentient being?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Aren't you an independent person?
If she was forced to do all this stuff and it seemed like such a horrible thing for her, then wouldn't you stop doing that stuff?
Yeah.
But she didn't miss a beat. She even got like farther into it, if anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's bullshit. And then finally it came out later that it was bullshit. Yeah. And so they're just willing to like tear fucking anyone down just for a little bit of money now.
A lot of ego tripping. A lot of ego tripping.
And you can tell, like, again, I was saying this when we were at the mall earlier, if they have any conscience at all, part of them deep inside fucking hates themselves for it. I really believe that. And it's sad. You can tell. You can just tell, like, looking at them and seeing the shit they post. But it's like, it is. And I was also saying, I'm glad for us that we don't have that avenue because it forces us to actually make our own way for ourselves.
Speak for yourself.
In a more meaningful way. Now, of course, we make like a fraction of the amount that the 1% OnlyFans make. However, it's made in a way that we can respect ourselves for, and that we really actually work for. Yeah, they're just here's my tits, here's my ass. I gotta hire a bunch of college kids to fuck me for the third time this week, so I can make a buck, and then I gotta go on fucking Zoom and show my vagina to some random guy. It's like, it sounds horrible.
That's weird. And like I said, it's so weird to like call it out and complain about it because like, there's a lot of hotties. I love looking at hotties, but like there's another part of it that seems kind of like depressing. And like it's so weird because I'll talk to girls, even girls I work with now, where like they're kind of joking but not joking about how rough it is financially. And one girl was talking to me, she's like, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans and all this, and like very casual conversation about it. And like it's weird that like things are so rough economically that they're just like, well, next step is OnlyFans.
I know, it's like, yeah, so on one hand, going back to that one Instagram post, that woman was like, never approach a woman ever at all. But a woman can openly talk to you about like, hey, I'm going to show my ass and my tits to everyone. Do you think that's a good idea? It's like really weird.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. It's like, we can just open that conversation up.
It's so weird that they're like, hey, don't approach, but like at the same time, like give these chicks all the money and validation and drain your account to keep this woman's lifestyle going.
God,
It just, I don't know, it's a weird topsy-turvy world.
Very sad.
And what's crazy too is there's so much porn out there, there's so many different things to look at, there's so many crazy Instagram hoes to look at. You don't need OnlyFans.
No,
like,
you don't.
You really don't. Like there's a surplus of content out there, but people still do it. It's like they'll see this chick and they're just like, they go simp mode and they like keep this woman's lifestyle afloat. And it's just, it's very strange. And there's some girls I see that do it, you know, that do Twitch streaming that are hot. And it's like, I get it. I understand why they do it. But there's another part of it with the OnlyFans where I'm kind of like, this feels off. Yeah.
And like I was telling you the other night, I mean, I had a friend who was a very down-to-earth, normal, fun, nerdy girl who streamed. And she got like whatever numbers, you know. She had a decent following for what she was, but it was whatever.
Yeah.
She got a bunch of face job done. She got all that stuff done.
Yeah.
She got an OnlyFans. Tits, probably. She's got it wasn't an OnlyFans. It was like a Fansly or something. There's like a bunch of offshoots now.
Yeah, there's a lot of offshoots.
She got one of those, and now she has like thousands of viewers and stuff. And it's sickening because it works. And like I can't be mad at them again because like I don't even have the option of that avenue.
Exactly.
Like, had I, would I?
Yeah.
If I did, then I don't know. Probably I would. You know, it's like it's so fucking sad. But now the other thing is like that whole market is getting oversaturated. Now some girls who go in are like, oh, I'm only making like a quarter.
Yeah.
So it's like shit, you know.
Yeah. And now everyone can see your beehole.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of, that leads us perfectly to the next thing, which is terrible for these girls who are doing this stuff.
The Beehole Olympics.
This new website can find every single photo that exists of you on the internet.
Classic.
So like, if you apply for any job after your OnlyFans career, they can just plug your face into the internet and there up it comes.
How long until you think we have AI OnlyFans where it's dudes turning the tables on other dudes and they make such convincing AI that people are like funding it and it's really just like really good artist dudes benefiting?
That'd be fantastic.
Give it time. Give it time. You won't be able to tell the difference.
I think it's burgeoning now.
Yeah, I give it 7 years.
An image searching site called PIMEyes, P-I-M-Eyes, all one word, enables you to find any picture of yourself that has been posted online. It uses artificial intelligence to scan the web for images of your face. It has been dubbed the most disturbing AI website on the internet. We gotta check it out. And then Drake. Oh yeah, he's been found. This is hilarious. You call it Drake Come Home. Yeah. Drake Bell has been reported missing. The cops are deeply concerned for his well-being. Yeah. This happened like the day he dropped his new song, which was good. Pretty good, by the way.
Good publicity.
But I don't know what happened to him. He's been doing some weird shit.
He disappeared at Disneyland.
Really?
No.
He goes to Disneyland a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Honestly, I feel bad for the guy. I know he's done some sketchy shit, but
he does make good music.
Yeah, he makes incredible music, and he's never gotten. Only Brazil loves him. Come to Brazil, come to Brazil. If I were in his shoes, I'd be annoyed too.
Yeah, well, the Brazilians love him.
What is this?
Brazilian wax.
Did you send me
that? No.
Pear, the world's biggest. Are you single? Are you single?
Looks like
talking in person. What a concept. Pairing. You did send me this.
Oh, maybe I did.
What is it though? I don't know what it is. Let's find out. Pairing.co.
Oh, I think it was just like a thing where like it's a new dating site, but like they're calling it a social experiment, and really it's just going to meet people in person. And my thing, I was like, what a novel concept. You can do that without a fucking app.
Oh yeah.
Just go meet people in the real world.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I sent this dude.
Wear Pair wherever you go, in a bar, on a train, in the gym.
You can just do that naturally.
It just means you're like open to dating. Oh, it's just a ring that shows like.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's like in Skyrim. The fucking in the game Skyrim, you can wear Marara's necklace or something. There's some necklace you can wear that like shows you're single and you're like looking for people. Okay. It's the same fucking concept in real life. Who
mistake?
It's never gonna get to the point where like everyone knows about it. So if you are wearing it, people like everyone on the train actually knows you.
Yeah. There's another one.
That's not a real human being, you know?
Yeah. Anyway.
Chill stream.
Just
go streaming.
But that's one that started out like very wholesome, and now she's like straight up slut.
She looks bizarre though.
Yeah, she's
like a lot of these women. I get. I mean, I'm sure her body's great, but like her face is like it's too much.
She's smoking.
I'm just not into like the shitload of makeup look to the point where you can't really tell if it's them or not.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's fine. It's your choice. But I always remember in high school, like, or even in college, there'd be like 1 or 2 girls who did like the crap load of makeup.
The cake.
Yeah, and
Cake
then like,
done.
and then the one day where they're like late or something and they don't have the makeup, it's like, who the fuck is that?
They look good. You sometimes. Do they? Sometimes.
When I've seen it, it's like I genuinely like I've done double takes. I'm like, who is that? Oh,
yeah.
But
some don't look good.
So, yeah, a lot.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, the ones I've seen do not look good.
Yeah,
like, it's almost unrecognizable.
There's definitely a few. Let me know if you guys have encountered this, where you do see them without the makeup, and you're like, wow, dudes are better looking without makeup. And then you look at some chicks like that without the makeup, and you're like, wow, you're hideous. But hey, who am I to talk? Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, dudes are better looking without makeup, of course. But what I think I'm saying is like, yeah, there's a lot of women who are like not either like I can't tell if they're just not attractive on a base level to me personally, or if because I'm so used to seeing them with all the makeup and their face looks so different that the one time I do see them, it's just like so different that it's jarring. I'm
It's
like,
shocking.
You know, yeah.
I think it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Because there are some girls that are like au natural and they're gorgeous.
Yeah, of course.
They're gorgeous. There's some girls that like girls that like put on barely any makeup. They put on like a little lip gloss and like maybe some eyeshadow, and they just look tremendous. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, you're rocking it.
But now they're doing all like the bronzer on the nose and the fake freckles and the
turned up.
That's That's why I was like, what are you doing? And they have like the fake, all the contouring. It's super fake. Even like there's like nose contouring. It's all with the nose. The nose has like 50 lines on it.
The nose.
The nose. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a lot of weird stuff. But it's looking fucking bizarre.
Pee Penelope.
Yeah. She doesn't wear makeup.
Not anymore. Not since the incident. Alright, let's take a look here. I don't think I have any more. I feel like we have more in the email, though. Is there more in the email?
That was pretty much what I saw.
There's gotta be a big one. There's gotta be a big story there. Come on. I got a lot of concerts on the horizon. Gonna go see The Cure in a couple of days. Super stoked for that. And then going to see Ringo Starr. And then also considering, haven't pulled the trigger yet, but thinking Matchbox 20 end of the month too. So after that, I might take a break from concerts. It's been a lot of. What do we got?
Okay, here we go. Star Wars movie about the first Jedi announced from Logan director James Mangold.
Mangold's a good director.
You've seen The Last Jedi, now meet the first. Logan and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny creator James Mangold will helm a Star Wars movie about the very first Jedi, titled Dawn of the Jedi. The project has been released. Was revealed at the ongoing Star Wars Celebration 2023 event, with the filmmaker continuing his collaboration with Disney following the year's fifth and final, perhaps, Indiana Jones outing. Revealed during the panel, Dawn of the Jedi will be set in the deep past and will introduce audiences to the first person to ever use the Force. The Star Wars has been described as a biblical epic by Mangold, and certainly sounds like it will explore the Jedi ways and their connection with the Force.
I like James Mangold. He did Logan, and he also did the Christian Bale, Russell Crowe 3:10 to Yuma.
That's cool.
But Star Wars stuff now, I don't know, man. No, Disney is really choking the life out.
I'm scared. And all the comics I used to read, or the Tales of the Jedi, were about not the very first Jedi, but it was just like very ancient old Jedi, and I really like that. So it's gonna be hard to. It's always just hard to readjust.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's interesting. 100% recyclable table. They will definitely only be in Europe and maybe New York for a bum to sleep under.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, that's the name of the New York Times article. McDonald's, in collaboration with Leo Burnett, has created a bag that literally transforms into a table. I don't give a shit.
What a hack. It's not going to last. It's going to be something they use in Japan and France.
This is fucking classic.
What is this?
YouTuber shot after trying to prank a man in a mall.
Good. Now, there's another one I saw too recently where
it's the prankster.
Actually, I do feel kind of bad for the kid. I guess he got like really fucked up. Like he almost died.
He doesn't look very bright.
But here's my thing. Okay, so not good on that guy. Like that sucks. Yeah. He's like a 19-year-old that got shot. Yeah. But these prankster guys, calm the fuck down. You're acting like an idiot.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of videos where they scare people, and there's one where like this old guy starts having a heart attack, and then they're like, he died. And then like the old guy gets up and he's like, just kidding, but he's like, stop that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh my god, like, let's go get him and show him, teach him a lesson. I'm like, no, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You need to quit scaring people.
Yeah.
Quit. It's not funny. Like it's not.
No, it's not.
Like you dress up like a fucking rabbit and go to scare people. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So like when I hear about people getting shot, like it sucks that you got shot. I hope he's okay. But at the same time, like, quit being a fucking dipshit.
Yeah,
like,
don't fuck with people.
Quit going and scaring people, especially, when they have concealed carry weapons. Like, quit startling people and scaring them and dressing up in scary costumes. Like, there's a time and a place for that, for sure. But, like, not in the real world, like during the day, like jumping out at people and shit. Like you're gonna end up getting fucked up like these guys. You know?
YouTuber was shot in the stomach on April 2nd in a Virginia mall after attempting to play what he called a simple practical joke on a man. Tanner Cook is a member of the classified Goons, a group that has been posting prank videos on YouTube since May 2022. Wow, what a long time. Known as just a couple of boneheads, yeah, certainly. According to the group's YouTube channel description, these pranksters have racked up millions of views across TikTok and YouTube. Fuck the culture.
Hate the culture.
For their typically silly and infantile jokes. Boo boo. One of the group's most watched videos features popular streamer Gideon, I don't know who the fuck that is, in which he and one of the goons stroll through stores snitching on the camera person, filming random people in a bombastic way to start drama. So it's not even a clever, they're just fucking with people.
What a horrible world.
There's no premise. Yeah. Another video shows a goon member telling dealerships that one of the cars being sold on the lot is actually their stolen car. You know, very high school, early 2000s. Yeah. Nothing too heinous or egregious, however, a recent practical joke attempt went awry and ended in unfortunate and unwarranted violence this week.
The only good things in that realm are like impractical jokers.
Yeah.
Love those guys. But these guys that do the prank videos, like I fucking can't stand them. Yeah.
What did he actually do?
I feel like it was something kind of innocuous, I think. Not saying he deserved it, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't remember what he did.
It says he targeted, harassed, accosted, and followed the man. That is still very vague, but it sounds like the kind of shit he does.
Yeah.
The nature of the prank involved Cook using Google Translate to play the phrase, "I think you smell." What the fuck?
He's insulting a foreigner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attorney Anthony Needham said Coley told Cook to leave him alone and even swatted the phone out of his face, but Cook was as close as 6 inches away. Yeah, you get out of people's faces, or you're gonna get shot.
I don't think he deserved to get shot.
No,
but at the same time, did he deserve to get maybe his nose broken?
Yeah. He deserved a good fucking sock.
Yeah, my thing is, dudes like that, it's kind of like, I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, and this is a big one. This happened a while ago, but this is a big one.
Yeah.
I don't know what's coming of it so far.
This is a weird one. I haven't heard any more about it, but Cash App founder Bob Lee reportedly stabbed to death in San Francisco. A man who was fatally stabbed early Tuesday near downtown San Fran was tech executive Bob Lee, and founder of Cash App and former chief technology officer of Square, which is huge. Sources told NBC Bay Area. The San Francisco Police Department said officers responded to a report of a stabbing at around 2:35 a.m. Tuesday. They found a 43-year-old man with apparent stab wounds. Police said, less stabbing lately. Maybe it was the guy in the lottery with the ghost face mask. Yeah. The man was taken to a hospital with life-threatening injuries and later died, sadly, police said, according to NBC. Seems a little sketchy to me. You got the guy who was the founder of Cash App, right? He was one of the tech officers of Square. Seems like a very high-profile death.
Yeah.
And it seems like something maybe like, I don't know, could have been a hit.
Yeah.
And the fact that we haven't heard anything else about it, a little weird, a little strange.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All this censoring death now? It's
odd.
really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah,
suicide, death, any of that shit. Just, no, it's not real.
You can't talk about it. Like, my thing is, it's like, why is death censored?
It's frightening.
It's a part of life.
Really bad.
The death of our culture is what it is.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, that's what we'll call this, the DE star TH podcast. I don't know, I don't want to get it shadow banned even more than we already are.
Yeah.
We talk about such risque things. Yeah.
Like our own mortality. Jesus.
Yeah, dear God.
Sweden is building a road that recharges electric vehicles that drive over it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty much it. Electrion. It specializes in wireless charging solutions for electric vehicles. It's built roads in Sweden that charge your car as you drive over it. That's pretty
interesting.
badass.
If anyone were to do it, it would be Swedes.
Yeah, the Swedes are always up to something.
They're doing something cool.
Our man, our boy.
What do we got? Well, these are going way back. When did I send this? March 31st.
March 31st.
Damn, it's been a minute. Yeah. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis will donate their $275 million fortune to charity and not leave anything to their children. They said they don't want their children to become spoiled and entitled and want them to be motivated to work hard.
Based. I really respect it.
I respect the shit out of that. I heard another one who did that was Paul McCartney with his kids. He made them all get jobs and save up money to buy their own first cars.
That's awesome.
So they all bought used cars.
Good for that. I do respect that. Yeah, this is the last one. Harkens to open Family Entertainment Center backlot in North Phoenix. The venue will feature sports viewing screens, a scratch kitchen bar, I don't know what that means, bowling, state-of-the-art arcade, and VR games.
That's where you go in and they scratch you.
The company said the venue is inspired by the classic movie studio backlots where many movies are filmed. The backlot will include a full-service restaurant and bar, a sports viewing arena, state-of-the-art Brunswick bowling lanes. That's dope.
Love
large
Brunswick.
Arcade, immersive virtual reality. Why are we gonna go to this place?
Fun, yeah.
This is
Now, what's
incredible.
crazy though is it's at Norterra, which I really like, and there's already a Harkins there, so I don't know if they're gonna tear it down and rebuild it, or if they're just gonna expand or what.
Well, let me tell you this.
But I'm excited.
I want to do it. I'm going.
Let's go.
I'm going.
Let's go. Good vlog opportunity.
Good vlog,
yeah, but I'm glad we had a chance to play catch up on those because I had a bunch of fucking stories built.
Yeah,
up.
that was a lot.
Yeah. And then we got lever actions in there, which was great, super awesome.
And I will mention, I don't know if it'll be out by the time this video comes out, but I'm starting a Star Wars channel.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've been so into it lately, as you guys know, and I feel like I have a lot of things to say about it. I'm not just gonna shit on the sequels though. I literally I made it I always fucking blank on the words. I'll put it this way, I'm intentionally reserving a sequel talk for maybe later. I already have the script for the first video ready to go. It's just a matter of filming it. I have a cool backdrop and a cool intro. For any of you who have played Knights of the Old Republic, the old video game, my channel will be called Star Map, referring to the star map in the first Knights of the Old Republic. So get excited. I'll maybe link it once I have the video up, the first video up. I'm proud of this little video. The one thing I have noticed about the Star Wars community on Twitter and YouTube and everything is that it's not very. I'll fix it. Sorry, I'll fix it. A couple Han and a couple Rebel soldiers died, but that's okay.
They were sacrificed.
The caliber of people who are making videos on Star Wars is kind of poor. There's not a lot of analytical videos. Mostly it's just snippets of old DVD bonus features.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of little kids. And it's all kind of low brow.
It's lacking a force.
Yeah. A lot of it's just really low brow conversation. It's kind of depressing. So I'm trying to bring a bit of an analytical spin to it.
I like that.
So I have one video and then
Is it public yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I haven't even recorded it yet. I have a script. I'm going to basically just read off, and there'll be clips inserted.
Cool,
and I have a little intro and everything. And I've even thinking of making my own little Star Wars-esque music background music. So yeah,
sweet,
cool.
man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Keep it going. We'll stay tuned. We'll stay tuned. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have anything else going on. But
well, thank you, Lever Action, for sending us that video.
That was nice. I feel like we should have more people send us stuff. Yeah.
Just about to say,
if you guys want to do videos like that, just DM them to me or Emmett, and maybe we'll talk about your topic.
And I noticed, I forgot you can do this now. In the title, he added Unfazed. He added our channel.
Yeah.
Which is really cool and really hip. So if you guys want to make a video, a short, and just at Unfazed in the title, then we'll notice it, I think, immediately.
It'll pop up.
So that'll be really cool. Yeah.
Send it our way, guys, and like, subscribe, most importantly.
Remain unfazed.
Thanks for watching, babies!